Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a like up. Wednesday, April 26, 2023. Today on The Young and the Restless, Chance takes Sharon out, Kyle delivers bad news, and Victoria plans a trip. At Society, Adam spots Nate and asks him about Newman Media. Nate says things couldn't be better. Adam thinks he has what it takes to be successful there. He's not a Newman or intertwined with one. Nate likes to think he's succeeding because of his own abilities. Adam points out that some of that is because he implemented what Sally put in place. Nate tells him he told Victoria that Sally was great in the position and assures Adam he didn't go looking to take her job. Adam says Sally is much better out of the Newman snake pit. She doesn't need it now that she's pregnant. Nate figures Nick will protect her from scrutiny. Adam informs him that the unborn bundle of joy, she's mine. At Newman Enterprises, Victoria and Nikki find Victor in the office. He says he has good news. You're looking at the new owner of McCall Unlimited. Victoria sniffs that she thought it was something important. Nikki chastises Victoria. Victor muses, now it begins, the competition. Victoria says Adam is doomed to fail, so it's a win-slash-win situation. Victor thinks she'll be kicking herself for not buying McCall when she had the chance. Victoria snarks that her father will be the one with regrets. Victor tells her not to be so cocky. Adam has changed. As he walks out, Victoria rants to her mother that he's lost his mind. Nikki thinks she's afraid that when her competitor is her father, she'll never win. At the Abbott house, Kyle asks Summer how she's feeling. She warns Kyle. Kyle says, "I miss us." Summer knows she shouldn't shut him out. Kyle urges her to let him in. Summer says, "Right this second I have to go." Kyle asks, "Go where?" Summer says she's running an errand. Kyle wants to come with her. They bicker about her hanging out at the jazz lounge where her mother died. Summer informs him that this errand could bring them all some closure. In Crimson Lights, Jack grills Chance about Stark's death. Was he poisoned? Chance only knows he was found by a fisherman washed up on the shore of Pheasant Lake. Jack thinks it's some blow to the DA's case against Diane. Chance warns him not to get ahead of himself. Nothing has changed. We go where the evidence takes us. Jack fumes at him to take this as a lesson that things are not always as they seem. They bicker about whether or not it takes the heat off Diane. Jack sniffs that he'll be in touch and storms out. Chance apologizes to Sharon for running off her customers. Sharon teases him, and Chance reminds her she agreed to take her to dinner. "I think now is the perfect time." At the jail, Diane tells Michael he looks like hell. It's a good sign that he's been working on her case. She wants to know how the hell they're getting her out of this mess. She can't thank him enough for taking her case. She can't imagine what it's costing him. Michael admits Lauren's not happy, but it's not a popularity contest. The first thing they have to do is focus on building a strong defense. He asks her to walk him through everything that happened the night Phyllis died. If she omits even the slightest detail, she'll be finding herself another lawyer. After Diane has gone through everything, Michael complains that there are gaps in her timeline. She scoffs. Does Christine think she slipped out of the gala to buy poison to put in Phyllis' champagne? Michael reveals the poison was in her mask. Diane didn't know that was possible. Michael replies, "Why would you? You're not a murderer." He shows her the online receipt showing she purchased the poison a few days before. Christine will say that this was premeditated. Diane fumes, "I had nothing to do with Phyllis' death. Find Jeremy Stark. He's the one behind this." Michael warns Chris will have her family testify against her about attacking Phyllis. Diane says Kyle and Jack will understand, but Summer will do everything she can to ensure she spends her life behind bars. At the Abbott mansion, Kyle tells Summer no matter what happens, they'll always belong together. Summer needs answers, and then they can work on them. Jack comes in. Summer asks what's wrong. He says, "It's Stark. He's dead." At Newman Enterprises, Victoria complains to Nikki that she'll have to live with Adam lording this over her until his inevitable demise. Nikki muses that it's going to be big news and suggests Victoria get away for a bit. Victoria could add a few days to her business trip. Nate arrives as Victoria insists she knows how to squeeze in a little R&R from time to time. At the jazz lounge, Chance teases Sharon for bringing him back to the scene of the crime. Sharon couldn't have known the dining room was closed for a private event. She muses, "Maybe you'll have an epiphany while you're here." At Society, Victor congratulates Adam on the news he's having a daughter. Adam asks how he found out. Victor says Nick told him. Adam says he and Sally are very happy about it, but he knows his father doesn't care for her, so he isn't really buying how pleased he is about the situation. Victor says another Newman makes him very happy. Now he has some news of his own. I bought McCall Unlimited. And you start working there tomorrow morning. It's for Adam, his sons, and his daughter. Adam marvels. That escalated quickly. Victor asks what he means. Adam says his daughter with Sally went from potential embarrassment to leverage to make him take a job. It makes him want to avoid McCall altogether. At the jail, Michael and Diane discuss Phyllis holding her engagement ring. Diane explains that Jeremy bumped into Jack on the dance floor and took it from his pocket. Michael says she can't prove that, but they can revisit that later. Michael tells her they have to discuss what might be the most damaging piece of evidence against her, provided by me. At the Abbott house, Summer is upset that she'll have to live with all of her questions unanswered. She has to go. Kyle wants to talk about it, but Summer informs him she's leaving by herself and storms out. Jack asks Kyle, what's going on with her? Kyle wishes he knew. At Newen Enterprises, Nate tells Nikki that Victoria can relax if she says she can. Nikki talks of her daughter's success and then leaves. Victoria tells Nate she's headed to LA for a shopping spree. In streaming platforms, since they would be under his purview, she'd like him to join her. At the park, Summer is joined by Daniel and, frowning and looking at her phone, asks if he's the one who. Daniel, puzzled, says, the one who's been your brother your entire life. Summer covers and asks what he's doing there. Daniel says he comes there to clear his head. Summer looks around nervously, and Daniel wants to talk. She's not ready. Daniel says, neither am I. So be first. At the jail, Michael plays Phyllis' phone message, saying she's afraid of Diane. Diane notes she sounds terrified. She notes that when she trapped her in the hotel room, she was goading her. It makes enough sense. What else do I know about? Michael says when the police searched the house, they found a letter from Phyllis in her bedroom. Diane has never seen it before and says someone planted it there, Phyllis. Michael can't believe she's accusing Phyllis of being an accomplice to her own murder. At the jazz club, Chance and Sharon marvel over the food. Chance says the company was outstanding and thanks her. He gets a text and says he has to run. I'm so sorry. He thanks her for the amusing afternoon and suggests they do it again sometime. Sharon would really like that. She's going to stay and urges him to go get some bad guys. Once alone, she sips her wine and smiles. In the park, Daniel urges Summer to get her feelings out. Summer thinks more people should keep their emotions inside. Everybody grieves in different ways, Daniel. She reveals that their new stepdad, Stark, is dead. Daniel asks how, when. Summer complains no one is telling her anything. She urges him to go get the information from Chance. He wants her to accompany him to the station, but she scoffs that she doesn't need constant supervision. Daniel lets her know he's around whenever she's ready. I love you. Summer replies, I love you too. Daniel leaves. Summer looks around in the jail. Diane suggests Jeremy may have had an accomplice. Michael reminds her she was that person in LA and warns her it's all going to come out. Diane recalls that she found Phyllis alone in the house right before the gala. She could have planted the letter and taken her credit card then. Michael wonders why he'd be part of a setup that required her own death. Diane wonders, what if Phyllis' death was an accident? Maybe they were setting her up for attempted murder and the revenge plot went horribly wrong. At Society, Victor tells Adam, of course he'll run McCall. Adam wants guarantees. Total autonomy from Newman, and from you. Victor chuckles, in your dreams, son. Adam tells him to make it a reality, or this deal is dead. Victor urges him to come to his senses, and think of his children's legacy, or what would happen to him if he walks away from this. Adam says it's an amazing opportunity. I'll let you know. Victor smirks as his son walks out. At Newman, Nate asks Victoria if she thinks it's wise for him to join her on a trip. Victoria thinks he's capable of self-control. Nate is interested in the business part of it. Victoria smiles, good, then you'll join me. Nate nods, late it is. At the Abbott house, Kyle asks Jack if Diane and Michael know about Jeremy. At the jail, Diane asks Michael if he can get Jeremy in there so she can get him to tell her about the plan. Michael says he's on the run. She urges him to find Stark. He's the key to everything. Diane is taken out and Michael gets a call from Kyle who informs him Stark is dead. In the park, Summer paces and sighs. Suddenly, she turns around, gasps, and nearly collapses. Phyllis is standing there with tears in her eyes. Next on The Young and the Restless, Victoria questions Nick's loyalty, and Nate is forced to cover his tracks. Thanks for watching this video. Please subscribe to our channel and stay with us.